In the quiet town of Eldridge Hollow, where thick fog covered the streets like hidden secrets, lived Elias Thorne, a man who kept many truths locked inside. At 42 years old, Elias was a well-known psychologist. Every day he listened to other people's broken thoughts and feelings. He was tall and thin, with tired eyes hidden behind glasses and a calm face that never showed much emotion. But deep inside, he carried great pain. When he was only 10, his parents disappeared one stormy night and were never found. Since then, Elias built strong walls around his heart. He preferred to study other people's minds instead of facing his own. He sometimes felt jealous of his patients because they could express their pain. His own pain stayed buried. He didn't know it yet, but an old mirror in his house was going to bring everything back. It started one dark, rainy evening. The wind outside sounded angry. Elias stood in front of the big old mirror to fix his tie. The mirror had belonged to his grandmother. Its glass looked old and wavy. Suddenly, he saw something strange. It wasn't his face. A woman with long black hair and frightened blue eyes looked back at him. Her mouth moved, but no sound came out. She looked scared and angry at the same time. Elias's heart beat very fast. He closed his eyes for a second, and when he opened them, she was gone. Only his own face stared back. "Just tiredness," he told himself. "Too much work." But that night, terrible dreams came. He saw a wild ocean, heard a child screaming, and felt hands, maybe his own hands, pushing someone into the dark water. He woke up suddenly, covered in sweat, heart racing. What if this was not just a dream, but a memory trying to come back? Elias told no one about the woman in the mirror, not even his wife, Lydia. Lydia was different from him. She was 35, an artist with beautiful red-brown hair and a warm smile. They met years ago at one of his talks. She loved his serious mind, but she often said he kept his feelings too hidden. Lydia had her own sadness. 2 years earlier, she lost a baby and still felt empty sometimes. She would sit quietly, looking at blank paintings. "You are going far away again," she said one morning while making tea, her voice full of worry. Elias smiled and said it was only work, but inside, he felt bad. He didn't want to make her more sad. So he talked to his old friend and colleague, Dr. Harlan Voss. Harlan was 62, with a thick beard, a cigar, and a small scar on his wrist he never explained. Harlan knew a little about Elias's past, about the parents who disappeared. In Harlan's office, Elias finally spoke about the strange woman in the mirror. "Dreams and visions," Harlan said with a small smile. "Your mind is digging up old things. Face them, Elias, or they will destroy you." But Harlan looked uncomfortable. His fingers touched the scar on his wrist again and again. After that, Elias could not escape the voices. Soft whispers came from the mirror every day. "You know what really happened. You pushed them away." The weeks became harder. Elias wrote pages and pages in his notebook, trying to understand himself. Was this a sickness of the mind? A broken piece from when he was a child? Old memories started coming back. His parents arguing about secret experiments, a hidden letter, his father's scared voice. Elias began to doubt everything. He spoke less to Lydia. When she touched him, he pulled away. When she asked questions, he gave short answers. "Who is in your dreams?" she asked one night during a storm, looking straight into his eyes. He lied, but inside, he started to wonder. Was Lydia part of this mystery too? Even Harlan seemed to hide something. Elias saw the scar in a new way. It looked like something from his nightmares. He had to find answers. Elias started searching for the history of the mirror. He discovered it once belonged to a strange woman named Amelia Crow, who did dangerous experiments with minds and mirrors long ago. That night, Elias stood in front of the mirror again. "Show me the truth," he shouted. The woman appeared clearly. Then her face changed, first to his mother crying, then to Lydia looking worried, then to himself as a scared 10-year-old boy. "You betrayed us," the voices said together. Everything came back in a rush. When he was a child, Elias found out his parents were doing wrong experiments, putting false memories into people's minds, even children without families. In anger and fear, young Elias told the police in secret. That made his parents run away and disappear forever. The heavy guilt had stayed inside him all these years. Now it came out as voices and visions. But was the mirror really magic? Or was his own mind creating everything? Elias could not wait any more. He went to Harlan and shouted, "You worked with my father! You knew!" Harlan's face changed. He looked tired and sad. "Yes," he said quietly. "Those experiments, you were part of them too. They put false memories in your mind to protect you from remembering the worst parts." Then the biggest surprise came. Lydia walked in, holding old papers she had found. "I knew something was wrong for months," she said, crying but strong. "I stayed because I love you, but you have to stop hiding." In anger and relief, Elias hit the mirror hard. It broke into many pieces, but in one small piece of glass, his reflection looked at him and smiled, all by itself. Did he finally win against the past? Or did he just open the door for something worse? Later, the heavy fog in Eldridge Hollow seemed a little lighter. Elias started to talk openly. He worked with Harlan in a new, honest way. He became closer to Lydia than ever before, but now he tries not to look into mirrors, because he knows the biggest mysteries and the darkest secrets live inside us, always whispering, always waiting.